Hey, how's it going, everybody? I just got off of a competitive game of Counter-Strike. I haven't really played in like a week and a half or so. And for those of you who have played Counter-Strike before, I was on Dust 2 T side with an op, and it was 1v5, and I got 3 kills with that op, and ultimately died. We did get the bomb plant, though. But 1v5, I got 3 kills, and then I got killed, and I just got this huge surge of adrenaline. I mean, like, my hands are all shaking and stuff right now. It feels amazing, which is one of the reasons why I really like that game. But it's oh my god, my hands are shaking. My heart is beating super fast. Love that game. Love it so much. Anyways, how's it going, everybody? I hope you're having an excellent day so far. We're back here with Realm of the Mad God, playing our Necromancer, who is a beast, and let me show you how much of a beast. We only need 14 attack, 4 def, 8 speed, and 2 vit, which means that we are super close to getting 4 out of 8, because right now our dex is maxed up. So we are like super close to being 4 out of 8. So I'm thinking let's run some, let's see, snake pits maybe, get some speed. Maybe run some sprite worlds for some dexterity, and just kind of whatever we find. And hopefully we can get at least one of those stats maxed for today. I don't know, we'll kind of see like where the wind takes us, I guess. I don't really have anything really planned. I guess it'll depend on which dungeons and stuff drop. But either way, been having a really great day today. You know, sometimes where like you get to work and your boss is in a super good mood. Yeah, let's go here. Perfect. Maybe, well, I guess we don't really need dex because we already have dex. So we sell it. There's already a lot of people in here. Oh, they're fighting. All right. Let's do that. There we go. Maybe this will go quick. Maybe we'll get a defense. That would be awesome. This will be really quick, at least. That's for sure. Oh, we got something. I think it's probably a dex. Yep, dex. All right. Well, we don't really need it, but we can always sell it or use it for a different character. Speaking of which, do you guys want me to make another character? I have been playing this one for a while because I've been having a lot of fun with him. And in fact, I've been having some people ask me to play Necromancers in Nilly's Realm because apparently it's just amazing in Nilly's Realm. And, you know, it's a lot of fun here as well. But if you guys want me to play more than one class at a time, then let me know. I'd be happy to do so. For the most part, usually it's just me being lazy, where I want to kind of just focus on one class at a time. There we go. All right. Let's do this. And we will ready up. Looks like we got 3 people in here, which means that's the perfect amount. Actually, it would be 4 people, including me, which is a pretty good amount for loot. I think we have a pretty good chance here as well. And of course, you guys already know that I love running cemeteries. One of my favorite dungeons, just because you get so many chances to get good loot. So, well, I really need to start learning to run some of the bigger dungeons, like the, I don't know, Shaitans and what's the one I'm thinking of with Geb and the pyramids and everything. I can't think of it right now, but you guys know which one I'm talking about. My brain is absolutely mush after playing Counter-Strike. It was one of those games where we're down like 8 points. It was like, I don't know, it was like, I think we won one of them, like 1-8, and then we came back and tied it. We didn't win, but we tied it, and to me, that's a win in my book, because we really were not doing all that good in the beginning, and then we did absolutely amazing kick-ass jobs later, and really made up for it, and ended up tying. And the people on the other team were just pulling out crazy headshots left and right, which a lot of them had like 1,000 hours in the game, which is a decent amount. 1,000 hours, that's like, let's see, what would that be? 40 days, a little over 40 days worth, right? There we go. All right, we didn't get, let's not step on that. Let's wait for that. All right. We just got some not so good stuff. Don't really want that. Someone else can have it. All right, next one. Perfect. And I'm going to assume that the heavy hitting like knights and stuff will probably get most of the loot. But if we could get 1, maybe 2 speed potions, I would be all right with that. I'd be okay with that. So. All right. What else is going on right now? I've been really trying to do 2 videos a day. It's been kind of dependent on my schedule for the most part, but we're getting there. We're getting closer to that goal. I think a lot of that is going to depend on how much I can record during the weekend, because usually during the week I'm pretty tapped out as far as time. But I did end up buying the Premiere Pro, the CC edition or whatever, for it's like a monthly thing that you have to pay to Adobe, which I really don't like doing because it ends up being like $200 something a year at least. It's $600 a year if you get all of their stuff like Photoshop and After Effects and everything. But if you just get one of them, it's $20 a month, which is $240 a year or so, which is very, very expensive. But it's a very, very nice program as well. And if you were to buy it outright, you'd be spending a lot of money. So I really like shooting fast. That's a lot of fun. All right, like a laser beam, a dual laser beam, actually. But either way, so I'm hoping to do that. It sounds like a lot of people are really, really enjoying Turmoil, really enjoying the kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Tycoon games and stuff I've been playing lately. So I'm looking for more to play. We're going to be playing more Turmoil. I did a video today of Secure a Dungeon, which is a visual novel / dungeon crawler, but mostly visual novel. And that one was a lot of fun. A lot of people seem to really like that one, but I don't know if I would do that as a series, because visual novels are just a lot of reading. And after about 20 minutes of reading, I kind of get short on breath and tired of it. My voice starts to feel funny and stuff. And I don't know. And it's one of those things like visual novels, there's not a lot that you can really add to it. So there's really not a lot that we can really do with it. You know what I mean? So let's kill off these guys. There we go. All right, I think we're okay now. And here we go. I'm gonna use this guy as a shield because he is much higher defense than I am. Come on, don't chase after me. There we go. And we got one. We got that. Perfect. And also good. All right. Perfect. This guy has the same ring. Did he go down or did he leave? Oh, he's here. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. I don't really want to do this myself. All right, give me 1 sec, Surfin. I know you can't hear me, but give me 1 second here. I wonder why it doesn't like when I say ready. Because I'm definitely typing it, and I'm not misspelling it. But apparently it just likes when he says it. It likes the sound of his keyboard better than mine. I was going to say voice, but can't really hear the voice right now. It likes the sound of his keyboard. It doesn't like the sound of my clacky G710 Plus Logitech keyboard. But you know what? That's okay. I feel like my pet really helped out there a lot. It was very, very nice. Of course, his pet could have electric as well. Who knows? What else? What else is going on? A lot of other games kind of coming out and such that I've been looking at maybe playing as well. I've been thinking about getting into like Parkitect or maybe like Roller Coaster Tycoon or something. I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon a lot when I was a kid. That was my jam. Me and my sister used to play that all the time. Tons and tons of fun. but I don't really know if there's a lot of people who'd want to watch that, so I'm not quite sure if that's something that you guys would like. Parkitect's a little bit newer. Of course, I'd like to do Planet Coaster. I've been contacting them to see if I can get into their beta or alpha or whatever, but I haven't heard from them, so... I saw he went over to just buff himself instead of buff me. Did you see that? That's sneaky. Alright. That's alright, we'll still heal everybody. I think it's because he was a little bit salty that I got loot in the last one, and apparently he didn't. So... Alright, what else? I mean, Game Dev Tycoon we could do. That's a pretty popular one right now. Even though that game's a little bit older, that's something you guys would like. Or we could just not do a Tycoon game. If you guys feel like... you want to see something else, then that's a thing we could do as well. Alright, let's focus on not dying here. Alright. And hopefully do some damage to him. He's definitely trying to get away from me when he does that so I don't get buffed as well. Alright, we did get one, which is great. Alright. T10, we'll keep. Yes, yes, I know how to do that. Don't worry. Alright, T10, yeah, I'm gonna take it and store it. I don't really need it. Alright, let's actually get out of here. So I just don't really want to die, but... Oh, Surfin's here. Perfect. Where's he at? Jin is full. Let's do Beholder. Let's do Beholder. Alright, let's do this. Let's teleport over to here. And hopefully, let's see how much more we got. 6 speed. There we go. Alright. Surfin's back. He's a level 1 knight. So, I'm assuming he's not going to be... Want to do a uniform Delta Lima. Sure. If we find one, I'll do one. That's fine. Probably could do this, actually. Could definitely use the defense and the vit. Alright. But if we find a UDL, that would be fine as well. There's another sprite. Honestly, we don't really need sprites, though. You know? Okay. Let's do that. If we could find some better dungeons, maybe. And as long as Surfin doesn't die. There we go. Alright, what have you guys got going on? It seems like a lot of people are actually still in school, and a few of you guys are just about out. Do you guys have any fun summery plans? Because honestly, I don't. I've kind of done my stuff for this year as far as fun stuff when I went to PAX. So, although my wife was talking about maybe going to Pennsylvania for a little bit because her friend from college is getting married up there, and we have family up there that has a vineyard, and so we could also stop by and see them because we don't get to see them very often because they live all the way across the United States from us pretty much. So that would be fun, but the only problem is it's expensive, and like I said, I've already kind of spent my expenses for stuff like that already. So did he die? Did Surfin die? Is he a level 1? Here. Here, have this. That'll help you out. Hopefully that'll help you survive a little bit better. All right, let's go over here. It looks like over here's fairly empty. Maybe there's some gods and some dungeons and stuff. Really like to get at least one more stat max today. That would be amazing, but I don't know what that would be. Because it just depends on what we get. Speed would be easy, but we need to find snake pits. Snake pits, I find actually, speed is one of the easiest ones to get as far as things you have to kill. But hardest one to get because a lot of times it's hard to find this freaking snake pit. There's a cemetery, that would help us out. Alright. Let's kill some of these guys over here. I did see the horse. So far, so good, though. Oh, yes, please give us some defense. Nope, nothing. Alright. Somebody found a puppet. What are puppets good for? I've only really run them like once or twice. So I don't really know. I'm sure that they gotta be good for something. You know? I usually try and avoid them a little bit because I don't really know how to run them. And usually when I go in, people leave. So I don't know if I just have that effect on people. When they see me go in, they just want to leave. Screw that sea otter. That sea otter guy's here, you know. I don't know. I just noticed we could probably use some more potions as well. Alright, let's do this. Hopefully we get some more speed. If we can get a few more, that'll get us closer to maxing that. Let's ready on up. Yes. Shoot nice and fast now. I really need to learn how to use the melee characters other than the knight a little bit better. I feel like I don't do very well with the warrior or the paladin. And those are kind of staple classes for certain things. A lot of people really love them. And I've never really felt that. I like the knight. I like the priest. I like the sorcerer. I like the necromancer. I like the archer to some degree. It's fun, but I never really get good stuff from it. But, you know, and the rogue is fun, but I usually end up dying because I'm not very good at it. Oh no, who died? Okay, not surfing. That's good. R.I.P. Regin in HD. I wonder if he's a YouTuber or a streamer. A lot of times, YouTubers and streamers will have in HD or something at the end of their name. It's kind of a YouTuber thing. A lot of times. Or plays, you'll see like, SeaOtter plays. I know mine's not that great because it says gamer at the end, which I've actually been thinking about removing and just doing SeaOtter. And if you notice, I'm slowly moving that way because, there we go. Because my, what was I gonna say? Yeah, don't get too close to those. I'll drop that one. Speed, he got the speed. All right, cool. My logo has gamer at the bottom and the Sega font. There we go. I think that's everybody. Slowly moving that direction. I feel kind of weird and unprofessional having the word gamer in my YouTube channel name. And it bugs me, but, you know, at the same time, that's kind of who I am, you know? Like, hey, look, it's SeaOtterGamer, you know? So, I don't know. It's a weird thing. Because if you look at all of the bigger YouTubers, you got Markiplier, you got Cinnamon Toast Ken, you've got PewDiePie, you've got, I don't know, Total Biscuit or Total Halibut or whatever you want to call him. And none of them have the word gamer or anything in their name. And I'm talking about gaming channels, like not Matthew Santoro and stuff. That's obvious where he gets his YouTube channel name from. But still, I don't know, it's a thing. You just don't see it very often. It's almost like the people who put gamer in their name don't ever really make it. And that's kind of sad. Of course, most YouTube channels don't really make it. which is also kind of sad. I think a lot of people give up. They get frustrated because they're used to stuff coming naturally to them, or to get rewarded super quick and stuff. And YouTube is not a super quick reward thing. It's a very long game. It's you have to really work at it really, really hard and do a lot of research and talk to a lot of people. And even then, you could only have maybe 100 subs after a few years unless you get super lucky like I did. So it's definitely not for everybody, but I think everyone can have fun with it. And some people, they never really get high up there in the views or the subscribers, but that's never really an issue because they just have fun, you know? Let's kill those off. Awesome. And really, that's the biggest thing, because a lot of people, and you'll see it a lot, where people are like, oh, I really want to make money and do this as my job and all that stuff. And chances are, and this is the sad thing, this probably won't happen, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun with it. Like, I'm fairly certain that this will never be my employment, unless my wife starts working and I start staying at home and doing this, which we have talked about, but that is at least 4 years down the road, because she's just starting that PhD program, and that definitely is more important. So I don't know. It would be a lot of fun. It'd be very stressful. YouTube is not an easy thing. Most people are like, you sit at home, you play video games, you record it, you edit it, you go and you, I don't know, eat out every night and party and stuff. But the reality is most YouTubers, at least gaming YouTubers and stuff, work 9 or 10 hours a day, and a lot of it's researching new games, talking to people in game development and everything, and all sorts of stuff like that. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work keeping current on the YouTuber trends with SEO and how to expand your channel, constantly always looking to improve your videos, researching different ways to use, Adobe Premiere and auditions and everything to just make your videos that 1% better that most people probably don't even realize that you do, but you see it, and some people do, and just always trying to make your videos better. And you know what? There's a lot of fun to be had in that as well. And there's a pride thing there as well. Like, oh man, I just put out a video on Overwatch and I thought it turned out amazing, and I'm very, very happy with it. Seems like my audience is really happy with it, etc., that kind of stuff. It's also one of those things that kind of changes you. I haven't really talked about this much, but you'll find a lot of times that YouTubers, they put on like a different version of themselves, is I guess how I would describe it. Like you meet them in real life. Ooh, we got a speed. Perfect. You don't want that. Let's drink that. All right. P-bag speed. And this is something I haven't really talked about too much, but when I was in high school, I was always the kid that like didn't really care to go out partying and stuff, but I liked staying at home and playing with friends and that kind of stuff, which there's nothing wrong with, I was fairly outgoing, but not as much as most of the other people in my class, and I did theater and I hung around the theater kids and that kind of stuff a lot, which honestly there's absolutely nothing wrong with. Some people are like, you're not out partying all the time and stuff, what's wrong with you? And honestly, some people just aren't really wired for that, I guess. And then I graduated and I went to college and I tried to become a little bit more outgoing, and I succeeded in a lot of places with it, and I had 2 other roommates when I was staying there and all sorts of stuff, and that helped a lot as well. And then I started working at Starbucks, and I worked there for 4 years, right? And I was really, really good at talking to customers and manning the window and the checkout and everything. And so I did that. I did that for 4 years, and I was really, really good behind the bar as well. But some people weren't as good behind the window, so I ended up being in the drive-thru just because that's what I was sufficient in, I guess. I don't know. But the point... Oh, surfing! Oh, man. Rest in peace, man. Sorry about that. But the point being is that when I worked for Starbucks for 4 years, I became much more outgoing because you have to be. You're talking to people constantly. Just as part of your job. You have to, you know? And I have a feeling that even though, you know, there isn't an official, like, Starbucks handbook of, like, who to hire, there's definitely kind of a thing that the managers always look for. Like, is this person good with customers and all this kind of other stuff, right? And there's definitely kind of like a type, I guess, is what I would say. And there's a Starbucks type, and you kind of know it, you know? They always kind of talk a similar way and all sorts of things. And all right, we got a cyan bag. We'll drop that there. We'll keep that one. Perfect. All right. Let's do one more quick little thing, and we will call that an episode. Let's just head over here. So hopefully, if we could find some speed. Yeah, R.I.P. my friend. Sorry about that. And he died like right at the end too, which sucks as well. But not much you can do. Hello, cubes. I don't want to deal with you right. Oh, there's more cubes here. I really don't want to deal with you guys right now. How about over here? Could really use a snake pit. Or a UDL. Could use a UDL as well. Are these cubes like following me around? Okay, no snake pit there. We'll search around for a little bit and we'll let him know if we find a UDL. No snake pit there either. How about you? Snake pit? Nope. You, cake or death. There we go. Snake pit. Perfect. We'll end on this note after this snake pit portal. And I always kind of wonder with this character if I can rush a little bit more. I feel like I probably could. Let's at least kill some of the bigger snakes. I don't really care about the smaller ones. All right, which way? Let's try this way. This looks like a way we could be going. And I'm going to get yelled at for not rushing. I already know it. I can see people typing fiercely behind their keyboards, but you know what? That's all right. It doesn't bother me. People play games differently. It's what they do. So, and maybe I am a little bit too cautious. Maybe I am. But I've also died a lot and have learned that being cautious is better than being dead. And losing all of that hard work and everything that you just spent X amount of time making your character. This looks like it right here. This has to be it. Yep, there it is. All right, let's do this. Do a little extra damage. Ah, we missed. One thing I hate is that it's really hard sometimes to see that little blue shield above the boss's heads and everything. Really hard to see sometimes. There we go. Alright, she's almost dead. Should be quick. I'm not going to look for a treasure room. Come on. Slowed is not good. Okay, killer. Almost there. Almost. There it is. 1 speed for us. Which should leave us with, I think, 3 more. If I remember correctly, that would be 3 more. Let's head over here, because there's something I wanted to show you guys. look at all these like unnamed wizard accounts. That's strange. They're all in a grid pattern. I don't know. I thought that was strange. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next episode.